Okay, we're going to go ahead and start taking out the peripherals. Start off with the alternator and get that thing off, get the belts off. Probably going to then take off the water pump and get that front bolt off on the front pulley. Pull out the distributor and then work with pulling apart the actual engine. So the alternator, we're going to go ahead and loosen the tension bolt. This thing here, and see if we can't do that. And we'll go ahead and see if these will come off. Yep. Okay, belts look good. Yeah, these belts are great. Just set it aside for now. Yeah. It's a little bit harder to get off. See if I can't walk that off. There we go. And here we go. And these were new belts when I put them on less than a year ago, so they're still good. I'm going to put these back on the table. Okay, so now we got this loose. We're going to go ahead and loosen this up, take this bolt completely off. Okay, now next one is this 14, and I'm going to need a 17 for the bolt in the back. Make sure this is set to take these off. Well, that one doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to go ahead and crank on that. Okay, well, this is just hand tight now, so I'm just going to pull this long bolt out. Okay. I'm just going to set that aside, and I'm going to carefully pull this off the water pump housing. Almost. Okay, and there's a spacer that goes on the back here, so I'm going to keep that together. And I'm going to put this on the workbench. Next, we're going to take that front pulley off. And to do that, I'm just going to try to do that with my impact gun and see if that'll just pop it off. Let's see, reverse. Should be a 19 mil socket. Make sure this works. Let's see what happens. Before I do that, all right, let's see. We want reverse. And off it comes. Ooh, careful not to lose that spring. And pull this off, I'm going to have to slide it out. And this is held in by a Woodruff key. Alright, good. I'm going to set this aside here. Alright. Well, I guess the next step is to get this water pump off. So that, I think, are number 10 bolts, or 10 mil bolts. So let me see if I can find my wrench. Now this is probably going to get a little bit messy. Okay, they're not 10s, they're 12s. So let me get my 12. And that bolt needs to come off. Do this without... You know what? I'm going to bust a knuckle on that, so I'm going to use a socket with an extension on it. with the number 12 on it. That way I don't bust a knuckle. There we go. That's one. So here, that needs to come off. Now, there's probably an order I should do this in, so that one I don't think needs to come off. We're going to leave that one alone. This one does. There we go. And that one's loose, this one's loose, this one is not. That one does not need to come off. Okay. And it looks like this one needs to come off, right? Yeah. Oh, okay, got it. All right, I'm going to pull that off. Alright, that nut's off. This one has a washer, so we're going to take this off. And that is going to stay. That doesn't need to come off. Pull this off. That one stayed on. Okay, all right. Get my screwdriver and there we go. Carefully. Okay, it's sliding off, sliding off. Okay, nope, hold on. Drop the washer. All right. Okay, and off it comes. And my oil metering pump rod is hooked onto that. Okay. My gasket comes off. It's nice to see it's not stuck on. Okay, this wasn't as messy as I thought it would be. I'm going to dump whatever is little is left. Almost nothing. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this over here. I'm going to set it down on the ground for the time being because I want to put a protective cover on the bench because I know it's going to leak a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and peel off that old gasket. Toss that later. Okay. So this one is a little loose. Maybe we need to Loctite that in there. Got a couple of washers on here. On these long bolts, I'm going to take these washers off. Looks like that's it. Cool. All right. So next step is to take the distributor out, and that is held in with one bolt here, and I believe it just pulls right out. Let me pop the cap off. And set that down. I think this rotor just pulls off. It does. And that cap comes off. And that is a 10. Just undo the bolt that lets you set the timing on the distributor. Set that down and pull. Make sure nothing is attached. Doesn't look like it is. And pull it out. Okay, good. So let's put the distributor aside. Now while I'm thinking about this, I am going to put these bolts that went with the water pump, or these nuts, and I'm going to put them in a baggie, because I hate losing things. Okay. Alright. Good. Alright. I'm going to mark it. Water pump. Housing. Okay. Set that aside. Okay. Set that over there. Okay. So next step is to pull the front cover off. I'm going to just leave that on. We're going to leave the OMP on. I'll clean that up a little bit later. For this, I'm probably going to want to turn it around. So we're going to wait on that. I'm going to go ahead and turn this engine up. So let me move things around. As I suspected, when I flip the engine around, it would start puking oil. So I am going to let this drain before I start working on it. Open that up. Okay, so change of plan. Before I can take the front cover off, I need to take off the oil pan. So I'm going to do that right now. And that's the oil pan. Okay, so let me get that turning again. I should have put that key in place. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pry this thing off carefully. I want to bend the pan. I think I'm going to get a blade and I'm going to cut around. So let's see. There we go. This isn't the funnest thing to do. I want to be careful not to cut myself. On this side here. So if I can't just get in there enough to yeah, that's good. That's good. Keep going. Yeah, this is good. All right. Somewhere I have an X-Acto knife. Might work a little easier, but all right, I'm going to try to pry that up a little bit. I'm going way in there. There we go. There we go. And get over here and see if I can. Good. Good. Get back here. There we go. Got it. Well, you know, hammer did it. Let's go and pull this off. Okay. So I'm going to set this oil pan down and clean it up later. Let's go ahead and clean the baffle. This isn't something you'd see in a stock rotary engine. Alright. Have to be cleaning up all that silicone sealant later. I guess I will have to peel out the baffle next. That won't be fun. Alright. Let's see. So I'm going to have to cut again. A little bit. Don't cut yourself. There we go. There we go. Cut around the baffle. This actually isn't so bad. I thought it would be worse to deal with than this. Except the handle of my knife keeps coming loose. Nah, come on you. There we go. Oh no, that's the gasket. We want... So I'm going to go ahead and try to get up underneath this thing. So there we go. Try not to bend it. There we go. Off. Good. Will that come off? It's like a Saturn. There we go. It's off. And more cleaning to do. And let's wipe that down a little bit. I'm going to have to clean that all up later. Just going to set it down here. Alright, good. Alright. So, let's go ahead and take off the little strainer. Let's get it in there. There we go. On there best to take that off since it's easier to get in. Turn it by hand, yeah. Okay, good. And I'm going to set this strainer down here in the baffle, and I'm going to put the bolts into a baggie. Up there. Okay. So, yeah. Now it looks like we can take the front cover off. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this pin, and I'm going to turn it back carefully. Good. And we're going to get to work with a number 12. So, all right. This is one of them. I think I started that already. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that in there because these are all different lengths, and I don't want to get them mixed up. Undo that. Okay. Undo that one. And that's loose, sort of. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to have to get a wrench for that, so we're going to get a 12 in here and stick it here. Let's see, we got some silicone there. Yeah, off. Glad I put my oil catcher underneath the engine, as it's dripping oil everywhere. Okay, just do that. As it falls, let's put it back up here. All right. Almost there. Good. That's loose. That's loose. That's loose. This is not. That one I almost would like to get a. Wish that thing would stop falling. There we go. This last bolt here. Okay. Alright, this is... Okay, it would be easier to get to without this front. Fine. Just keep working it. I'm just going to leave this front brace on. I think it's engine mount. If I took it off, this would be a little easier, but I'm too lazy to do that. So it's going to take me a lot more time than normal. But it'll come off. I think this is just about off. Yep, it's out. Okay, we got one right here. Good. Okay. That will come off. Okay, and then this one. Alright, I think that'll come off. I think that's all of them. Yeah. So then I will have to knock the front cover off. It's off. Okay. So now break it off. Come on here. And off it comes. And there's the seal. And we will put that on the ground for now. And I will come back to getting a place for that. Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. Guess I should probably clean that up with some towels. Do much more with it. It's going to be really messy otherwise. Let's go and pull the seal off. We're not going to reuse that. Toss that. So I need to get one of those. Oop, squirt. Let's see if I can't clean all that up. Yeah, this is yuck. Yucky, messy work. The good thing is the seal came off nice and cleanly, so it's not going to be a pain in the ass to clean, as they can be with engines that haven't been taken apart in a while, or they're just baked on. So that's good. So that's a little better. So I guess I need to go ahead and take the water pump off. And to do that, I'm going to need to get a screwdriver and a hammer. And this washer, this flat washer, is actually bent up so that this nut won't walk off while the engine's turning. So you need to flatten that back down so you can spin that nut back off. So I shall attempt to do that. And it is flat. So now that is, it's not a 19, maybe a 17? Let's find out. 17. Go ahead and take that off. Oh yeah, so that's going to be fun. I need to keep this gear still while I spin this off, because that's not going to come off. Okay, so let's see. Alright, let's see if I can't. That should just come off. And it's off. I want to get a new one of those. Alright, before I mess with that, I know this has like woodruff keys and stuff that get messy and fall out. I need a place to put this assembly. That is going to be a huge mess. So my next step is to prepare my workspace so I can take this off and then we'll start pulling.